Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This week's music playlist theme is about superpowers. Yeah, curious? Okay, let me explain. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm your host Joey. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate you checking out this video. So a little bit about this show. Let me explain. It's a music and talk channel for music enthusiasts, music lovers. If you love mixtapes, playlists, then you are in the right place. So each week I create kind of a little discussion behind the song selection. And this week I'm talking about superpowers. So, like when you were a kid, well, I did this when I was a kid, you play pretend. A lot of times we would take things like a cardboard box or maybe the couch, and we would imagine it would be like some amazing machine or a spaceship that could take us, to another world. Or if we're playing outside with our friends, usually we had like some sort of superpower, right? You know, my brothers were really good at making like laser noises. So I always think like, we're pretending to be someone else. We're pretending that we have these crazy, outlandish talents, like we race like lightning speed, or that we can read minds, or that we can fly. We think that we have these great talents. And so I always think like when we grow up, we kind of lose sight of what our natural talents are. And it doesn't have to be, reading someone's mind or making yourself disappear. There are a lot of great everyday superpowers that we possess. And I think the best way to figure out your own, if you're not sure what that is to look at what other people are doing. And don't get me wrong, there are real life superheroes, like people who work in medicine, nurses, doctors, firefighters, people who put their life on the line. Those are amazing. Those are everyday heroes. But you are an everyday hero too. Let me explain. So I was catching up with a friend, and she is a zookeeper here at our local zoo. She works with all this wildlife and these amazing species. She's so incredibly smart, and her job just sounds very exhausting, yet incredibly rewarding to work with these types of animals. And she was telling me about a time where this little animal, I couldn't tell you what it was, but it was a tiny little critter. And she said she had to take it into the zoo's medical facility to be with the vet. We'll say it had to get its temperature taken. I can't remember the procedure, but we'll say it's something like that. And animals, we can't talk to them. We don't know what they're thinking. And so it was a little uneasy, but this animal trusted my friend so much that it could just pop up into her hand or sat on her shoulder or arm. I can't remember the exact situation, but it felt comfort and trust in her. And I just thought, that's a hell of a superpower. She is a real life Snow White. Like, animals just gravitate toward her. It's like they pick up her energy of trust. And that is an amazing superpower. Now, you don't have to be, in medicine or helping wildlife or environmental sciences. You can do a lot of other things. Like, maybe you're a good listener, or maybe you can make people laugh. Like, have you ever been in a work meeting and someone just can bust out the jokes? I mean, it just makes the day so much better. And they probably have never, stood on a stage to do stand-up comedy. They're not even thinking about it. They're just kind of being themselves. So I think a really good way to start thinking about what your superpower is to recognize what other people are doing. Like, maybe someone who makes really creative YouTube videos, So start paying attention to people who are around you, and that will help you recognize your own superpowers. And that's what this week's playlist is all about. Makes you feel like you are stepping into a world of magic, And if it helps you, think about, back in the day when you were a kid, what maybe your favorite action heroes were, or maybe your favorite movie characters were that had a particular power, like She-Ra. I still want to be She-Ra. I think about how much fun that was, just pretend to be someone else. And when you are just kind of, I think, being who you are and being kind and helping others, that is a great superpower. Okay. So let me tell you what I got on this week's playlist. It's very eclectic, like most of my playlists. So real quick, I'd like to make a mention of, if you selected in this video the playlist, make sure you select the playlist, because right after I'm done talking, you should be able to see the songs right here to your right. They're going to play right after. You should see the songs that I'm exactly talking about. Like the first one should be Rolling Stones. Second one should be Flock of Seagulls. Sorry, I have to look at my notes. And then the third one should be Parquet Courts. And then Eels. Those are the first 4 songs. So you should, if you've selected the playlist, they're going to play right after. Now, if you selected the good old fashioned video, which I have on the channel, you're just going to have to do one extra step, and you're going to have to go into the show notes, in the comment section, and look for the YouTube link of this playlist, and then it'll go right to, and then you can listen to the songs right after that. So anyways, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning into this channel. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. That way you know when all the new episodes come out and more new music to discover. Who doesn't want to discover new music? So like I mentioned earlier, mentioned previously, I got the Stones on here with starting off with She's a Rainbow. I mean, the lyrics in the song say she comes in colors everywhere. Who doesn't want to feel magical? Like, you got this aura around you of just beaming light. I mean, I do. That sounds fun. That sounds like a great superpower. She comes in colors. Okay. Anyways, and now I got some Eels on here off their new album called The Magic. Sounds fitting for superpowers. I've got some classic Donovan on here with Sunshine Superman. Like what I did there. And then got some early 2000s indie rock on here. We've got some Churches, some Goldfrapp. I love her work. Some Cut Copy, and Disclosure with Help Me Lose My Mind. I know it's kind of like more of a techno dancey sound, but trust me, it's a great track that I think you're all going to really enjoy. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Have fun listening. And like always, you should turn it up. Was that lame? No? Okay. Thanks.